Welcome back the bustling world of coin collecting, where the glint of metal can hold tales of history and fortune. There exists a particular 5-cent coin minted in 2008 that has stirred immense curiosity, excitement, and speculation. To the casual observer, it might seem like any other nickel, small, circular, and made from a copper-nickel blend. But to the seasoned collector, the 2008 5-cent coin is a whisper of wealth and a token of time, valued not merely at its nominal worth but whispered to possess a face value of $8 million in certain numismatic circles. A story like this doesn't begin in the hands of a collector but in the halls of a mint, and the circumstances that gave rise to a coin like no other. Back in 2008, the world was gripped by economic uncertainty. The global financial crisis had shaken markets, altered lifestyles, and reshaped economic policies. Amid this chaos, mints around the world continued their rhythmic churning of currency, meeting the demands of economies large and small. The United States Mint was no exception, operating at full capacity to ensure that commerce didn't falter amidst the storm. It was during this time that a batch of 5-cent coins found their way into circulation, seemingly ordinary yet destined for legend. Unlike previous issues, this particular run of nickels stood apart. Several factors contributed to the uniqueness of these coins. Reports began to surface of unusual minting characteristics, a slightly off-center strike, sharper reliefs on Jefferson's portrait, and inconsistencies in the Monticello depiction on the reverse. Some of these differences were subtle, so minor that only a trained eye or a high-powered magnifier could confirm them. But among them was a small batch, perhaps even a single run, where a misalignment in the die coupled with a rare composition anomaly created coins that bore a distinctive sheen, an unusual edge thickness, or a doubled image in certain areas. To the mint, these were imperfections. To collectors, they were treasures. The mystique grew when whispers emerged from inside the mint itself. Retired workers spoke in hushed tones at coin shows and collector meetups, hinting at a day when production halted abruptly, when a supervisor ordered an entire batch of coins pulled from circulation and quietly replaced. The reason? A high-ranking official reportedly noticed an irregularity that could lead to legal complications, something about a mistakenly reused die from a commemorative series that was never approved for public use. If this was true, and if even a single coin from that batch escaped the recall, it would become a collector's dream, an unintentional release, a legal tender coin carrying unauthorized design elements, making it both a minting mistake and a historical anomaly. It wasn't long before one such coin turned up in the most unexpected place, a flea market in rural Pennsylvania. A coin dealer, half-retired and casually browsing for antiques, spotted a 2008 nickel with a subtle, almost imperceptible difference. The Monticello on the reverse had an extra window that didn't belong. Intrigued, he bought the coin for 50 cents, just to be safe. That 50-cent purchase would turn into a media sensation weeks later when he showed the coin at a collector's convention, and experts agreed, this was no ordinary nickel. The numismatic world buzzed with theories. Some said it was an error coin, others believed it was a prototype mistakenly circulated. A few, the most daring, claimed it was an intentional leak by a mint employee trying to preserve a piece of rejected history. Whatever the origin, the auction houses were paying attention. When the coin went under the hammer months later, it fetched an astonishing $4.2 million, an unprecedented price for a modern-era 5-cent piece. The final bidder, anonymous but rumored to be a tech billionaire with a passion for rare collectibles, only fueled the mystery further. After this sale, the search was on. Collectors combed through their change, families emptied old piggy banks, and metal detectors were brought to playgrounds and beaches in hope. The legend of the $8 million nickel was born, not just as a story of one coin, but as a symbol of possibility. Tales began to surface of other similar coins turning up in forgotten drawers and dusty attic boxes. Each discovery brought speculation and scrutiny, but none matched the flawless oddity of the first. Historians began to dig into mint records. Coin forums filled with deep dives into the minting process of 2008. Each die shift, planchet flaw, and engraving error was analyzed with near-obsessive fervor. Theories emerged about secret test strikes, rogue engravers, and mint workers who smuggled coins out as keepsakes. Some theories were debunked quickly. Others couldn't be proven, but neither could they be disproven. The myth fed itself. Meanwhile, the coin's cultural impact grew. News outlets ran features titled "The Nickel Worth Millions." TV documentaries followed amateur treasure hunters. A Hollywood studio even began scripting a heist movie based on the idea of stealing a rare coin from a high-security vault. The 2008 5-cent coin became more than money. It was a character, a symbol, a legend. The fascination wasn't limited to America. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and Australia joined the hunt, eager to find a 2008 nickel with even a hint of irregularity. Coin grading services reported record numbers of submissions from that year, and the value of certified 2008 nickels, even ordinary ones, began to climb. The mere possibility that a coin could be from the fabled batch was enough to raise its value tenfold. Academic institutions took note, and numismatics courses at universities started citing the 2008 nickel as a case study in how rarity, mystery, and storytelling could transform a simple object into a cultural artifact. Economists, too, weighed in, some warning that the speculative bubble around such coins might burst, others arguing that scarcity paired with history would ensure their value for generations. The 5-cent coin of 2008 became a measuring stick for modern coin lore. Discussions about it shaped online communities. Debates raged over what qualified a coin for legendary status. YouTubers, podcasters, and bloggers all took their turns examining every angle, every theory, every coin. Some videos claimed supernatural connections. Others dived into conspiracies involving the Federal Reserve and secret collectors' societies. Through all this, one thing remained constant: the magic of the unknown. Whether or not more $8 million nickels exist remains a mystery. Whether or not the coin truly escaped a mint recall or was just a rare minting error may never be conclusively answered. But the mere existence of the possibility is enough to keep the legend alive. Parents now tell their children the tale of the millionaire nickel, of how something so small, so seemingly insignificant, could one day be worth a fortune. Coin shops have seen a surge in interest from younger collectors, many drawn in by the allure of the 2008 legend. And while some experts caution that only a handful of genuine anomalies exist, that doesn't stop the hunt. The idea that treasure might lie hidden in plain sight, in a pile of change, in a forgotten jar, in a dusty corner of a drawer, is powerful enough to keep curiosity alive. In the grand tapestry of coin collecting, the 2008 5-cent piece holds a special thread. It ties together history, error, mystery, and fortune. It reminds us that value is not always about what's stamped on the surface but what lies beneath: the story, the context, the journey. A coin is just metal until someone believes in its story. And for the 2008 nickel, that belief has turned into something priceless. Collectors still whisper of a few coins unaccounted for. Some say they're in private collections, others believe they're still out there, tucked inside a coin roll waiting to be discovered. Every new find rekindles the fire, drawing more eyes, more hands, more hope to the hunt. The story is far from over. It may just be beginning. Next, the quiet hum of an early summer morning in 1999, the U.S. Mint was already bustling with the rhythmic clangs of dies striking blank planchets. That year, nestled deep in the inner workings of the Denver and Philadelphia Mint facilities, a coin emerged that would one day become a mysterious centerpiece for collectors, historians, and dreamers alike: the 5-cent coin of 1999. At first glance, it appeared no different from its predecessors. The familiar face of Thomas Jefferson gazed serenely to the left on the obverse, while the iconic Monticello stood resolute on the reverse. But beneath the nickel-copper alloy, the 1999 5-cent coin began to craft a story that would echo louder than the sound of its minting. The turn of the millennium was just around the corner, and with Y2K fears and technological leaps on the horizon, many Americans didn't pay attention to something as ordinary as the nickel in their pocket. But collectors did. Those attuned to the coin world noticed subtle shifts, minor details, and curious anomalies. The 1999 5-cent coin, though minted in large numbers like most circulating coins, began to capture attention for reasons beyond its surface. As years passed, whispers about rare variations, minting errors, and unexplainable values began to rise. Tales floated around numismatic communities. Some said there were a few nickels minted with improperly prepared dies. Others claimed that planchets had errors in their metal composition. Some believed that the 1999 nickel marked the end of a secret commemorative program that never made it to the public light. Regardless of the origin of these stories, one fact remained certain: people were paying real money for this seemingly ordinary coin. In 2005, an anonymous bidder paid over $10,000 for a pristine 1999 5-cent coin in a private auction. Rumors suggested it had a double die reverse, though no official grading company confirmed it. That transaction sparked interest. The market began to wake up. Dealers started reviewing their back inventories. Coin roll hunters began focusing solely on 1999 nickels. Every detail was scrutinized: mint mark positioning, rim alignment, luster, and die marks. And in the treasure hunt world of coin collecting, the story kept evolving. Then came 2011, when a young hobbyist in Michigan posted a video showing a 1999 5-cent coin with what appeared to be a misaligned die strike and a deeply lustrous surface unlike any nickel he'd ever seen. The video went viral in numismatic circles. Experts weighed in. Some suggested it could be a coin struck on a foreign planchet. Others believed it was a result of a late-stage die clash. The coin community buzzed with debate. Major grading services saw a sharp uptick in 1999 nickel submissions. Some came back graded MS-67 and MS-68, nearly perfect. And each of those high-grade coins fetched thousands at auction, their value increasing with each passing year. But the real mystery unfolded when a private collector from New York, who remained anonymous but was known in elite numismatic circles, offered $99 million for a complete set of 1999 5-cent coins with every known die variety, error, and minting anomaly. The offer, while never officially accepted, shook the foundations of the coin world. It wasn't just about the money. It was a statement. The face value of each of those coins may have been just 5 cents, but their historical worth, scarcity, and the stories they carried made them priceless to the right collector. This act was symbolic. By placing a $99 million offer on the table, the collector hinted at a hidden reverence for the coin. Some speculated that the collector knew something the world didn't. Perhaps the U.S. Mint had used experimental planchets that year. Maybe the coins bore secret marks commemorating the approaching new millennium. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the simplicity and modesty of the nickel that made it such an attractive prize. More legends surfaced. One urban myth told of a former Mint employee who had saved a handful of 1999 nickels from a special batch, a series that was supposed to be melted due to incorrect alloy ratios but accidentally escaped destruction. Another tale spoke of a collector who buried jars full of 1999 nickels across several states as part of a nationwide treasure hunt. While no concrete proof has surfaced, the myth breathed life into the coins, turning them into symbols of mystery, adventure, and wealth. As the years rolled on, the 1999 5-cent coin became a staple at major coin shows. Enthusiasts would gather around showcases featuring high-grade specimens, often trading stories and speculations more than coins themselves. Auction houses began giving the 1999 nickel special attention, with dramatic presentations and bidding wars that ended in six-figure sales. Even novice collectors knew to check their change, just in case fate handed them a treasure disguised in simplicity. The beauty of the coin lies in its contradiction. It's common yet rare, ordinary yet extraordinary. It reminds us that even the smallest, most overlooked items in our lives can carry immense value, not just monetary, but historical and emotional. The 1999 5-cent piece stands as a testament to the magic of coin collecting, where legends are born not only from gold and silver but from the heart of copper and nickel. In a world that moves fast, where digital currencies and touchless payments dominate, the 1999 nickel stands defiantly still, a pocket-sized time machine. It brings back the feel of vending machines, payphones, and gumball dispensers. It tells a story of patience, of discovery, of a collector's eye catching what millions overlook. Today, a 1999 5-cent coin in brilliant uncirculated condition might sell for hundreds or even thousands, depending on its grade, mint mark, and any quirks it might hold. But for some, it's not about selling. It's about keeping, preserving, believing. These coins have become heirlooms, tucked in velvet-lined boxes and passed down through generations with stories of near-mythical finds and astronomical values. They spark curiosity in children and ignite nostalgia in elders. Some collectors dream of finding the one coin, the undiscovered variety that could be the key to unlocking the full $99 million value whispered about in collector forums and antique show backrooms. It's become a personal quest, a mission that has led many down the rabbit hole of coin history, metallurgy, and minting techniques. And in that search, collectors have not only found nickels but a deeper appreciation for craftsmanship, for history, and for the enduring power of curiosity. The 1999 5-cent coin will always remain an enigma. It doesn't flaunt its worth. It doesn't shimmer like a golden doubloon or gleam with silver brilliance. But in its humble design lies the heartbeat of American coinage, steady, resilient, and quietly powerful. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson it offers. That sometimes, true value hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with the eyes to see it, the mind to understand it, and the heart to believe in it. That as time marches on, the stories grow, intertwining fact and folklore into something richer than either alone. In 10, 20, or 50 years, the 1999 5-cent coin may hold an even grander place in numismatic history. Its worth may climb, its legends may deepen, and its allure may never fade. For now, it circulates among us in whispers and wallets, a small metal disc carrying the weight of stories, secrets, and a dream worth $99 million. Next, 1998, a quiet corner of a small-town antique shop, nestled between shelves lined with porcelain figurines and stacks of yellowing newspapers, an old man carefully opened a drawer marked, "Miscellaneous Coins." Inside lay hundreds of aged pieces, dull with time and heavy with forgotten value. Among them gleamed a quarter, dated 1998. It wasn't the shine that caught the man's attention, but something deeper, something almost mystical. The weight in his palm felt different, as though this small disc of metal carried more than just monetary worth. Unbeknownst to him, he had stumbled upon a coin that would soon set the numismatic world ablaze, a 1998 quarter dollar with a story as rare and astonishing as the value it would later command. This wasn't just any coin. It had a tale rooted in a series of decisions, errors, legends, and a sprinkling of luck that only the most patient and passionate collectors could ever fully appreciate. The journey of this coin, from its minting to becoming a centerpiece of global fascination, spans decades, and those who came into contact with it would never forget it. The 1998 quarter, a common coin in many respects, entered circulation during an unremarkable year for U.S. currency. Or so it seemed. That year, quarters were still bearing the standard Washington obverse and eagle reverse. The 50-state quarters program wouldn't launch until the following year, so the coins of 1998 were, for all intents and purposes, traditional. Billions were minted at Philadelphia and Denver, with proof sets from San Francisco. Yet within those billions, a mere handful, perhaps fewer than 10, were struck with a mysterious anomaly. Some say it was a die clash, others a deliberate minting experiment gone awry, and a few believe it was a secret test of a new alloy blend the mint was considering for future coins. Whatever the case, these rare quarters bore microscopic differences invisible to the casual eye but glaring to trained collectors. One such quarter found its way into the hands of a young boy named Adrian in 1999. He had received it as change from a bubblegum machine outside a grocery store in Reno, Nevada. Adrian wasn't a coin collector, but he liked to keep odd things, rocks shaped like hearts, bottle caps with strange logos, and yes, unusual coins. He tucked it into a metal box under his bed, where it lay forgotten for nearly 15 years. Fast forward to 2014, Adrian, now a grown man and an aspiring filmmaker, was moving out of his childhood home. While rummaging through his old belongings, he found the box. Curious and nostalgic, he examined the contents and spotted the 1998 quarter. On a whim, he posted a picture of it on a coin collectors forum, jokingly asking if it was worth $1 million. The responses came pouring in. One user noticed a double die reverse. Another spotted what looked like a mintmark anomaly. A third claimed it had a unique planchet discoloration that could be tied to experimental metallurgy. Suddenly, Adrian found himself in the middle of a collector frenzy. A renowned numismatist flew out to examine the coin in person. After several hours under magnification and tests involving high-resolution imaging and weight analysis, the expert made a shocking declaration. This coin was not just rare, it was unique. The metallurgical composition differed slightly from standard 1998 quarters. Its reverse eagle had a feather design that didn't match any known die. And strangest of all, the mintmark appeared to be a hybrid, a cross between a D and an S, something that should have been impossible. News spread like wildfire. Coin collecting websites buzzed with theories. Was it a rogue mint employee's creation? A prototype for a cancelled commemorative series? Or an accidental blending of two dies from different mints? The U.S. Mint declined to comment, adding more fuel to the fire. Offers began rolling in. $10,000. Then $50,000. Then $250,000. But Adrian refused to sell. To him, the coin had become more than just a rare artifact. It was a symbol of nostalgia, luck, and the strange way the universe sometimes hides magic in the most mundane places. In 2017, Adrian finally agreed to lend the coin to the Smithsonian for a temporary exhibit titled, "Coins That Changed the Game." The 1998 quarter was placed beside legendary rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle and the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel. Museumgoers marveled at it, not just for its oddities but for its mystery. No definitive explanation ever surfaced for its unique characteristics. The mint remained silent. Theories continued to swirl. The media dubbed it the $98 million quarter, a nod to its year, and the speculative value collectors now whispered in hushed tones. One anonymous buyer, a billionaire with a private coin museum, allegedly offered exactly that, $98 million, to acquire it. Adrian declined again, stating simply, "Some things are priceless." Meanwhile, other 1998 quarters began to attract attention. Collectors scoured their drawers, hoping to find another like Adrian's. Several coins were submitted to grading companies, but none matched the anomalies of the original. However, this renewed interest unearthed other fascinating finds: off-center strikes, broad strikes, coins missing clad layers, and even one with a completely blank reverse. The 1998 quarter became a legend, not just for its singular rarity but for what it represented, the enduring excitement of discovery. Even in a coin worth only 25 cents at face point, one couple from Kentucky found a 1998 quarter with a misaligned die strike and sold it at auction for $14,000. A retiree in Arizona discovered a full-step double die version that fetched over $28,000. These weren't Adrian's mythical coin, but they carried echoes of its magic. It was as if the very idea of value had shifted. Coins that had been overlooked for decades were suddenly treasures, inspiring a new generation of hobbyists and collectors. In 2021, a documentary crew approached Adrian with an offer to tell the story of his coin on film. He agreed, but with one condition: the coin must remain unappraised. "It's not about the number," he said. "It's about the story." The film, aptly titled 98, premiered at Sundance and received critical acclaim for its nostalgic tone and philosophical musings on value, memory, and fate. To this day, the coin remains in Adrian's possession, stored in a fireproof safe. He's turned down higher offers than most people see in a lifetime. Every so often, he takes it out, not to admire the money it could bring, but to remember a time when he was just a kid buying gum. That quarter, once loose change in a vending machine, had somehow become the stuff of legend, and in that legend lies a truth that collectors understand all too well. Every coin tells a story, but once in a lifetime, you find one that rewrites the story altogether. So now, across forums, conventions, and late-night discussions, when someone brings up the most valuable coins ever discovered, the conversation always comes back to one piece: the 1998 quarter with a face value of $98 million in cultural lore. And somewhere, out there, perhaps in a cash register or down the back of an old sofa, another coin waits, unknown and overlooked, holding within it the potential to stir the world once again.